I would hereby like to apologise for the rotation of the Earth on its slightly tilted axis. Because of that, it means that it gets dark pretty early these days, therefore you will not be able to see my surroundings. Also, it is 9:15 at night, so that bit's kind of my fault. I did intend to film a video earlier for you, but things got away with me today, and basically it was a bit manic, a bit hectic. It's been an okay day, but it does mean we don't have a lot of time, so this will be a little bit of a basic video. So if you're expecting shark attacks, snowboarding accidents, and people shaving kittens, it's probably not going to happen. But if you want to see a geezer, a regular geezer, cooking up a little snack in his air fryer in the back of the van parked outside Burger King, stay tuned. Tonight is the end of an era, but I will tell you all about that when we get to the park up. If I can stay where I think I can stay, which is outside the Burger King, it is only about 10 minutes up the road. If not, we'll have to go on a mission to find somewhere else, but for now, that is where I'm going to head. Fingers crossed, there are no new restrictions in the car park. Alright, we are pulling in. Coincidentally, this is the petrol station where the policeman pulled me over recently. All that body cam footage I played you was from just over there, but this side of it is Burger King. It looks like it's shut. I'm pretty sure there are no signs about any parking restrictions at all. Now I'm literally right next to a big main road, I mean right next to it, so I'm hoping it's not too noisy in the night, but I've always got earplugs if that happens. I mean, in my head I was just assuming this was a flat car park. It always looks flat on the camera, but trust me, it's not. I think that bit up the back there is my best chance. Job done. So obviously that's the petrol station that side. In front of the van over there we have Burger King. Over to the left there, that is literally the main road. And this is home for the night. You will notice that this side panel has been removed. Obviously that's temporary, it's just resting against the seats for now. But that's going back in, I just had to access this wall, that's all. Let's get the old bedroom lights on. And other than that, the rest of the van is looking fresh. And my fridge is now fully up and running. Oh, and if you're wondering, by the way, what this gap is by the side here. Originally that cutout in the bedboard wasn't going to be for a fridge, it was just going to be a hatch so that I could access the garage from inside here. And then when I decided to get a fridge in here, I realised that obviously it was too big for the fridge. But don't you worry, I've come up with a genius, fiendish plan. I'm going to turn it into not a wine rack but a water rack for fresh bottles of water, so they will fit nicely in there. 1, 2, 3. So by the time that's done, it will look like it was always meant to be. Now the reason why I'm not cooking a full-on meal tonight is because, well, obviously it's late. I've had such a busy day and I've already been for a meal. I actually went for a meal with my ex just for a catch-up, nothing weird. But anyway, because I've already eaten a meal this evening, I'm going to be making the snack of all snacks. I'm not sure I want to share this one with the world. It is that good, but it's also too good not to. So you're very lucky you get to witness this. I've just had a bad thought. Please that's alright. I thought I'd left my air fryer at home. Out you come, you little beauty. Now, because I've done a couple of build related videos recently, and don't worry by the way, for those that are on a channel just for the adventures, they will be resuming. Basically next year I don't think there'll be a single build video. We are going to be on the road full time and we are going to absolutely love it. But I have done a couple of build related videos which has attracted a little bit of a new audience, and I've been asked a few questions from some of the new audience about power stations. Now, I've done a lot of power station videos in the past. I've tested pretty much everyone there is going. But just to answer a couple of questions and out of my own curiosity, I am going to see if I can run the air fryer tonight off of the EcoFlow Delta 2. Is this? Yeah, the Delta 2. Because the question that I keep getting asked is what power station would I recommend the most? And I think it's this one, but I just want to do a quick experiment before I fully recommend it. So this air fryer is an 1800 watt air fryer, and the Delta 2 claims to be able to put out 1800 watts of power exactly. And I've also brought with me this smaller one. This is, I believe, the River 2 Pro. That one I use to charge batteries for my cameras, my drones, and during the build, because it's so small and portable, I've been using it to plug in tools like my heat shrink gun and things like that to do all the electrics. But there's no more time for fun and games. It is time to make a snack worthy of kings and queens and everything in betweens. It is 2023 after all. Oh, right on cue. Is that rain I hear? By the way, this isn't finished round the edge of this. It's still rough. That's going to look beautiful when I'm done with that. There'll be a light around there soon. So let's celebrate with a feast. I'm not going to eat that, by the way. That's my chopping board. You may think that these are just regular crumpets. What do you reckon a crumpet is? Do you reckon it's like a pet crumb? Oh no. I've left my main ingredient in the cab. And this board's in the way. Right, we're going to have to stealth it up so I can get back in the cab. All the staff were out there earlier. Oh, they still are. We're going to have to go on a subtle one. Okay. God, it is raining out there and all. Right, let's scurry back into my nest. And there we have it. That is actually one of two main ingredients. The other is tucked up nicely in the fridge. Oh, you just wait till I show you that bad boy later and all. Now, you would be forgiven for assuming that this is just a regular snack, but it's the way in which the ingredients are compiled which allows it to reach levels of sheer excellence. So the crumpet needs a good smearing of Marmite, and this needs to be followed up with 3mm thick wedges of, and this bit's important, medium cheddar. Nothing fancy for this recipe. Medium standard cheddar is the one. The reason being is it has the perfect ratio of meltability to flavour. Now, as you can see, the entire surface area is covered. It's been transferred to the cook machine. It is plugged in to the Delta 2. Let's turn this around so we can see what's going on the screen. All right, we're at 93% at the moment. Put it on 210, I don't know, 6 minutes. Hit that button. Right, let's check in 5 minutes time. And she is ready. Would you look at that? I mean, that is perfection on another level. So that has taken about 15% of the Delta 2. So by my calculations, we could cook this snack 6 times over, still have 10% left on that, and that thing charges up 0 to 80% in 50 minutes anyway. So if you want to cook snacks in your air fryer, I recommend this, the Delta 2. And that is why we use medium cheddar. Look at the patterning, it's like a giraffe's bull. There's only one thing left to do, and that is get this in my face hole. There's like hundreds of heaven-filled holes in this thing. Heaven being Marmite, of course. Oh, I need a Nobel Prize. No bells whatsoever. Not a single bell in my prize. That is the one. It's been so long since I've not been able to sit down. I don't mean like in life in general. I don't have a condition where I can't bend my legs. I just mean in this van, I still don't have a bench seat yet, but there is one going down there shortly. It's like the flesh of a honey badger. If the honey badger was coated in Marmite and medium cheese. I'll be honest with you, I didn't need that food. You should have seen the size of the meal that I ate in the pub. But I do need dessert, so I'm going to open up my new fridge, collect my dessert. Oh, I've got a drink to show you. But first, just to summarise these for those who are interested. So the Delta 2, obviously this one can cook stuff, you've seen that. If you don't need to go that extreme, I do recommend this one. Out of all the power stations I've got, these two are the ones I'd recommend in general. So we know that one can do 1800 watts. This one can power stuff up to 800 watts. Oh, and another thing which not a lot of people actually realise, these things, in the plug itself, that gives the USB-C lead a lot more power. So this is for my laptop, for example. And this is one of the high-powered ones for the phone. But you notice if you plug a phone into a normal USB-C outlet, you're not going to get as quick charge as if you use the proper plug like this. But the USB-C outlets on these EcoFlows actually have all of this stuff built into them already. So when I go out in a van, I don't usually need to bring these with me, right? I can charge my laptop directly from that socket there or from the socket over there. Same with my phone. It's going to fast charge the phone. It's going to fast charge my laptop. I think at the moment they do have a Black Friday sale that's still on until the 27th of November, and as always they give me a discount code to pass on to you guys, so that'll be down in the description as well. I think it's an extra 5% off. Right, I haven't actually tried this yet, but I bought it the other day. Frog spawn in a drink. Right, hold on, let's do this justice and zoom right in. Look at it go. I think there's like 1 million lives in there. I guess there's only one thing left to do now. Crack her open. I like little balls of jelly with fluff on the outside. I actually really like that. Man, that is a weird feeling when they're going into your mouth. Look how many there are. They're floating around like no one's business. What if I'm going to get rabies? Right, let's get the old power station ready for the night. Plug in the electric blanket, plug in my phone, and let's see how this one does. So we're on 94% of this one. It's time to have a chat. As always, late night chats, me and you guys. Have you ever opened a bag of flour and inside there's just all these little creatures legging it about? They're flour mites, basically. It's happened to me once before. And my mum told me that it happened to her the other day. She opened up a bag, hadn't opened it for a while, and there's all these little flour mites running about. They obviously like flour, right? Well, you'd assume so. They're flour mites. But they're specifically flour mites. So the first question is, if there's no flour, where the hell do they go? Do they just die? There's no flour around. We're going to die. Secondly, the main question, the important question. How the hell do they locate the flour? Are they just knocking about in the streets all day like, right, I'm going to get in that house over there. They look like they got flour in the cupboard. Like, find the crack in the house, get through, leg it around, find the kitchen, go in the cupboard. There's a bag of flour. And they radio their mates, come on boys, get in, get in. How the hell do flour mites locate the flour? It's insanity. It's the same as bed bugs. How the hell do they know where the beds are? Who is telling them? Are they telling each other? How does this work? The world is full of mysteries. Anyway, next item on the agenda, which I think is probably going to be the title of this video, so you might be waiting to hear about this. This is not my final ever stealth camp, but my final ever stealth camp like this. I'll explain why. So, for those who don't know, I've been involved with van life now for about 2 years. I got my first van, the Jelly Bean. She was an absolute living legend. She was a micro camper, right? And I remember my first ever solo stealth camp. I went to Gatwick Airport. It was around this sort of time 2 years ago, and it was minus 10 degrees outside. It was freezing cold, and I had no heating whatsoever in that van. I didn't have an electric blanket like this. I didn't have anything at all. And I remember going to sleep with, I think I had 2 hoodies on, 2 duvets. I was bundled right up. I was still freezing cold. I did end up getting an electric blanket towards the end of owning that van. But tonight, I am very, very thankful to say, is the last night ever that I will be in this van without a proper heating system. In the morning, I am taking the van to a place to get a top-notch heating system fitted. It's not just a standard one. It's going to take them, I think, 3 days to get it fitted in here. It's top of the range. I cannot wait to see it myself, test it out, and I can't wait to show you guys. Following on from that, there's going to be probably the video after that will be the build pretty much fully done then, because I'm going back to the barn for 2 more weeks to just finish everything off, hopefully. And then after that, there'll be no more build related videos. We're just going to be hitting the road, and it's going to be all about the adventures again, just like it was back in the Jelly Bean. What the hell is that noise? God, I thought that was a lamb giving birth. But anyway, that's enough talking for one night. I'm tired. I've got to be at this place real early in the morning as well, so I'm going to get my head down, get up bright and early, and go and drop off the van to get my heating system fitted. Good morning, people. I've woken up 4 seconds ago, hence the look of absolute beautiful destruction on my face. I slept quite well. It was quite quiet during the night, actually. It is a cold morning. The EcoFlow is on 26%, but I was running the blanket all night long, and that was on a very high temperature as well. There's still enough charge in that easily to run my laptop all day and my camera batteries as well, so that has done a good job. What am I gonna do? They have locked me in with the most secure bollard system I've ever seen. Well, would you look at that? Someone has moved the barriers. How convenient. Unfortunately, I had to take my microwave out of the van and some other bits as well, so I couldn't make any breakfast, couldn't make my coffee. The reason why is because I need to leave this van as empty as possible for the guys to do the work this morning. I would have loved to have filmed a more substantial morning for you guys, but today is the day when the pigeon gets her inner warmth and nothing is going to hold that back. I think by the time that this video goes out, there'll still be a day or two on the Black Friday sales for EcoFlow, so if you wanted to check that out, plus use that extra discount, I'll stick that information down in the description. As always, a huge thank you to anyone who's donated to the channel by buying me a brain cell through the link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.